Hi, I'm Mallorye Crowell, founder and CEO of Higher Foundation, and this is my college story. I started college in 2010 at Valdosta State University, and then I transferred to Georgia Tech in 2016. I went through a lot in college. It's too much to say in one setting, but I think the most traumatic semester that I had to endure and overcome is summer 2014 semester. During that semester, I was at Georgia Tech. I was enrolled in summer classes, and the financial aid office emailed me saying that I didn't have enough financial aid. So they gave me two options. They said I could either pay out of pocket or I could find a private loan. I reached out to every family member, every friend, trying to figure out if someone could help me to pay for school. No one was able to help me. I looked to get every type of private loan. I tried to get a cosigner. Every loan I was denied for. And at that moment, I was so frustrated because I felt like the two options that I had, every door that I thought was open was just slammed in my face. And looking back at that, I see now, because when God tells us no, it's because He has a greater yes in store for us, and He has another plan for us and another path that He wants us to take. But in that moment, I just felt so defeated because I felt like, God, I don't know how I'm going to pay for school. So I made up my mind that I wasn't going to go back to school for the fall 2014 semester. And that was a very hard decision for me to make, but I just had to keep on pressing forward. So I decided to work. I said I was going to work and save up my money so that I could pay for school out of pocket that spring 2015 semester. So I got another job. I was working on campus, and I got another job at Office Depot, and I was working two jobs, still in school. And not only did I have to find another job, but I had to find an apartment because I was living on campus, and since I didn't have enough tuition and fees, I couldn't pay for on-campus housing either. So in this point, I'm encouraged. I feel like things are moving in a better direction for me, and I feel like things are going to eventually get better. But on my way to work at Office Depot, I got into a very bad car accident. It was raining, it was a terrible storm, and I swerved off of the highway. Thankfully, the other side of the highway was blocked off for construction, but if it was not blocked off, I would have died. I hit a construction cone, and the cone hit my side view mirror. That side view mirror knocked out my passenger door, and glass was everywhere. The glass cut me. I was bleeding. I was crying. I was frustrated. And in that moment, I was completely defeated. I felt like everything that I was fighting for was just completely ripped from under me. I was encouraged and I was strong up until that point, but I felt like in that moment, I could not fight anymore. So I remember breaking down, and I called my mom and I said, "Mom, I can't take it. I can't go another step because this is just too much." And my mom ministered to me in that moment, and she said, "Mallorye, it's going to be okay. Keep moving forward." And in that moment, I remember God speaking to me so clearly. He said, "Mallorye, you have two options. You can either sit here crying, bleeding, getting rained on in the middle of the highway and feel sorry for yourself and quit. Or you can get up, get yourself together, and continue to move forward." And I remember in that moment, I said, "Okay, God, I hear you. I'm going to get up." Because sometimes when we go through situations, we want to sit in that bad situation. But I want to encourage you that if you're going through something like that, you just have to get up. You just have to get up, because if you sit there and waddle in your pity, you will not become all that God has called you to be. I made up my mind and I said, okay, Mallorye, get up. So I got up, I got myself together. I got called Progressive and I got my car towed and I moved forward. I completed finals week and I'm moving into my new apartment with my roommate. I'm still working 2 jobs, and again, I'm encouraged. I'm encouraged to know that things are going to get better. I'm encouraged to know that what God said will not turn back to me void. And I'm encouraged to know that I'm still going to graduate even in the midst of this storm. I remember when I moved into my apartment, God gave me another promise, and he said, Mallorye, you will never be late on a month's rent and you will never skip a month's rent. And I said, well, God, if this is your promise, you have to give me something else that's going to financially sustain me, because working 2 jobs, minimum wage jobs, I'm just not going to be able to make it and save up money to go back to school. So I was looking for another job. And I remember I was on Indeed.com and I found a Panasonic Automotive internship. I got that internship and it paid $17 an hour, triple the amount that I was making at both jobs. And God completely turned my situation around. No longer was I out of school because I couldn't pay for school, but I was out of school because I was in a co-op and I was gaining professional work experience, and I was making triple the amount that I had ever made before. And I was able to save up money to go back to school. So once I got that internship, I gave God a promise because he kept his, and I said, okay, God, I am going to dedicate my life to you for the rest of my life. So I joined New Direction Church in August of 2014 when I got that internship, and I worked every single day. I worked at Panasonic, I got another job at Banana Republic, and I was either at work or I was at church, working and doing what God told me to do. I was able to save up the $2,000 that I needed, and I paid for school, and I was back enrolled in the the spring 2015 semester. So I say this story to encourage you that you can make it. You can get up through any bad situation. Don't quit, continue to move forward, because I believe in you and I believe that you will graduate. It's not easy, I know it's not easy, but I just believe that if you continue to press forward, you will win. And that is why I started Higher Foundation. I understand what it means, how it feels to go through financial strain, resource scarcity, food insecurity, housing instability, lack, homelessness. I understand how it feels. I've been there. I've experienced every single type of college attainment barrier that you can imagine, but I made it. And I made it, and I decided that I was going to do something to help other people make it. And so that's why I'm so passionate about what I do, what I've been called to do, because I understand how it feels. And I never want a higher student to feel what I had to feel. So I hope that you all partner with us in this Higher TV fundraising campaign. Donate so that we can help more students in the 2020 and 21 academic year, because these students need us. They need our support. They need our financial support, they need our motivational support, and they need us to be behind them, pushing them to be all that they can be. So I thank you for watching my story. I hope that it encouraged you. And always remember, when our higher supporters give higher, then our higher students can go higher.